John?
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, we're just getting ready to kick off Bugeater. I'm here with John. He came all the way down from Minnesota.
Hi.
All right, and John, can you go over your army list for me real quick?
Yeah, sure. So we got British here. The theme of this is British and Italy late war. So we've got a Chaffee, we've got an AC, a couple transports. We got an 8-pack of Ghurkas, an 8-pack of Ghurkas, 10-pack of regular infantry, medium howitzer, sniper team, observer team, flamethrower team, second lieutenant running the show, spotter on the howitzer. That's what we got.
Awesome. What are your thoughts? Have you played in a 2-day event like this before?
Not for bolt action. Oh,
yeah.
no, that's sorry, that's a lie. I did play Operation Sting last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my second 2-day bolt action event, so I'm really excited for it.
All right, I'm excited too. So we're gonna go ahead and my list. I think everybody, if they watch my videos, they know. I'll go over it with you,
okay,
so you know what it is. All right, welcome to game 1 of the Bugeater. Yeah, this first match is against John. He saw his army list. Very small, compact elite. He's got that Chaffee tank. He's got the armored car. He's got a couple units of Ghurkas and trucks, which is very dangerous. He's got the up and at 'em rule, which is like murder. So my only hope is to either stay away from them or to 2d6 HE them at some point. And my cavalry are not big enough to deal with them. This is me just moving the camera around, look for a better angle. I actually move it on the other side of the table and get a really nice vantage point. So don't mind this. You're not going to have to watch this. I'm just kind of talking and fiddling with the camera. I'm just going to let you know. All right. So we rolled, and I got the highest roll. And the scenario pack says that the highest roller picks table edge and deploys his half the army, or the set what you're supposed to deploy, and it's like half rounded down or something, and that is kind of a bummer. It wasn't May choose, so I couldn't defer the roll. I actually would have rather have deferred the roll, had him have to deploy. The table sides are irrelevant in this match, as you can see. It's basically the same either way. Other than maybe the tokens might be closer to a terrain piece. There's one by the rock there and one by the plant. And yeah, I really wanted, after I got the roll, for the half-second fist pump, thinking that I just got a big advantage in my favor. And he would have to at least deploy his vehicles and whatnot. And if he made any kind of error whatsoever, that I could capitalize on that by getting a howitzer, or at least I would be able to know it. But anyway, he was the one that was able to capitalize on seeing where I put my heavy guns. I wanted those heavy guns out there and set up. Worst case, because he told me that his Ghurkas are going to be in outflank, or maybe hadn't at that point, but they were put in outflank. So I've got one gun covering the roadway. That road, I said right off the bat, that's going to be kind of crazy with that road going right across the board. And I've got my other guns just kind of going along the edge, kind of just trying to, basically this entire left flank is going to be covered by guns. My plan is to work on one side and try to suppress this side with the guns. When you look at this board, it looks wide open at first, but then when you really look at it, these tree stands block line of sight. There's quite a few of them out there, the 2 inches through the base, with just like it's smoke, and then there's these 2 big rock outcroppings. So I didn't probably deploy as good as I could have or should have. What I do have on the board is, starting closest to us is a medium howitzer, then another medium howitzer, then another medium howitzer. Then I've got a light mortar team, and I've got a medium mortar, and I have an anti-tank rifle right by the trees on the far top right. He's got his Chaffee tank down here on the bottom left. He's got his armor car on the road. He's got a medium howitzer with a spotter over in the tree line right up in front of that. He's got a, or here's his medium spotter. His medium howitzer spotter's in this tree stand down by the left of us. He's got his lieutenant and a flamethrower kind of right in front of his howitzer. He's got a regular infantry squad up there on the top left. And then he's got 2 units of Ghurkas in reserve. I've got quite a bit of reserves. The only thing I put in the outflank was an inexperienced squad on the left and an inexperienced squad on the right. That's probably where my biggest deployment error. I probably should have committed to one side, and because the way this scenario plays is that you get 3 points for each objective taken or in control. You have to flip the control to you, and then you hold it. You don't have to stay on it. But if you end the turn within 3 inches of it and no enemy units are within 3, then the control goes to you. What I do is, I don't really have a very good game plan because he could come down and take mine. I figure his Ghurkas are going to be almost unstoppable. I made the assumption that he's putting one on the left and one on the right. I figure on the one side, by turn 3, I can maybe have a couple howitzers ready for him if they come in. But see, he also got to see where I got to put my howitzers, so that's always no good. And then I should have accounted for that. But anywho, that's his sniper he's putting in there. See, this is a little bit better of a camera angle, so I should be able to follow along from this angle. So I'm going to speed up a little bit. We're going to go to 4 times speed, and there's a handshake, and we're off. So we started pulling some dice. Not a whole. I guess it was. They did rule that you could put as much as you want, I guess, out there. And I put my 3 howitzers, got my light mortar and a tank rifle and my medium mortar. His sniper takes a pot shot at my mortar. As you well know, if a sniper hits a mortar and rolls a kill, then the whole unit is dead. So I go down, and it does save me because he rolls 1 higher than my down. And I don't have much to do here, since he didn't deploy anywhere too good. So I'm going to look for a 6 against his artillery observer with a howitzer, and that's a miss. And I just got my anti-tank rifle. I think I take a pot shot at his sniper with it, or I put it in ambush. Yeah, because he's got that armored car sitting right on the roadway and can easily go all the way down to my side of the board and kill my howitzer. So I put at least that on ambush, and I put my other 1 howitzer on ambush. My medium or my light mortar, I go ahead and advance up. I take a shot. And I don't know what I was thinking. I'm thinking light mortars are 18 inches. They are 24 inches. I would have probably been in range of that sniper. But here he's just pulling a whole bunch of dice in a row, going down with everything he has off the board. Ghurka, truck. So that's all down. Here he moves in a squad up there. Put this howitzer on ambush. So I'm worried about this armored car doing a last second race up the road. He targets his howitzer from the spotter at my howitzer. Misses, thank goodness. And that's going to pretty much be the end of the turn, because once he does his air observer, that's the only thing left to do on the board. And his tank, actually. And his armor car, actually. Because I told him I don't have anything left to do on the board. I'm just going to go down with everything off the board. So John's looking for a shot. Not sure what he would have shot at from that angle. Oh, my light mortar, I think, that had advanced out there. Fired at my light mortar. And there's his Chafee, comes up and fires at my howitzer and actually scores a hit on me. But it's only D6. I think he's correct. So we're just marking these. You have to be within 6 inches of them to claim them. Once you have them claimed, the other person has to get you away from it, and at the end of a turn, and he can flip it back to his side. So it is kind of important to claim them, because it's hard to keep everybody away from 3 inches. So here his artillery barrage does come in. He rolls a 1 on the distance zone, and only hits the 1 artillery piece. So you just take 1 pin. So that wasn't so bad. If he would have rolled a 1.1 1.25, he would have got the other one, but he just got the 1. Alright, so I tested my howitzer. I fired his tank. He's electing to see if he wants to recce or not. He says no, and I think this is my golden opportunity, and I miss. Oh, I missed. I couldn't believe it. I needed basically a 5 long range and then soft cover, because more than 50% of the model was behind that stand. Wow, I really needed that. But my light mortar decides to, or my medium mortar decides to hit his sniper. So first strike there, and I rolled a 6 there, and he failed his check after I killed 1, so I was able to take the sniper out of the middle stand of trees. Here, since he's got me targeting with his howitzer, I'm gonna shove this thing out of the way to at least get the lock off there, and I don't have much for targets. Also, I think the Ghurkas could come in from this side, and I want to kind of get away from that side so I can set up in a possible ambush or something. So John activates his Chafee, and he's just going to do a fire order since he was so bold. He just fired some machine gun shots at my howitzer, and actually he puts a pin on me. Doesn't kill anybody though, so that's not so bad. You notice through the video quite a few people walking around looking at the stuff here. You'll see a lot of people stop and take a look at things and take a look at the armies and stuff. A lot of interest in the bolt action. My mortar took a hit from something, and I go down. I wasn't looking, I was looking at the guy standing off to the side there. That sucks. So my mortar lived through the sniper, killed the sniper, and then yeah, okay, I bring in an armored car. I figure, you know what, if I can knock out this center armored car, it'll make things a lot easier for me. And at the moment, I've got my howitzer, one of the howitzers dedicated to keeping that at bay. So I come in on advance order since I'm on a road. I actually keep myself, I'm at long range, which probably is not so good. But I want to make sure I could recce behind this little house. So he fires at me, and I go ahead and recce. And so I give myself a nice hard cover there. Just, I think, at long range. So John needs a 6. That was long range, and he gets a 6. Of freaking course, but that's alright. That shit happens, and fortunately he doesn't kill me because he rolls a 1. So, puts the pin on me. Yeah, my poor armored car comes in, fires a pot shot, heads for the hills, and gets winged in the side, but just took a pin. So I'm fortunate I survived, and I'm keeping that. I can start using my armored car to keep that thing at bay, maybe in my mind, and then I'll use the howitzer for what it was supposed to be. But although he's got nothing that I can see, but there comes an inexperienced infantry squad. They're just getting on the board, start pressing up while the howitzers are still alive anyway. Keep the tank dealing with the howitzers. And here's probably where I did probably make a mistake here. I bring this armored carrier right down the right hand side. I did not have a very good plan of attack, other than he's got a tank on that side, armored car in the middle. Should have had probably this armored carrier in outflank is where it really would have done its best job. I could have definitely got into one area of tokens, But I just did a run order with it, so it came up like that. I'm going to bring a lieutenant right in the middle of those two howitzers so I can make sure that that one passes, since his artillery barrage has gone off already. He doesn't really have much for reserves other than he's got his outflankers. Here I move my light mortar up, and I'm still thinking at this point that I have an 18-inch range, so I don't even measure. And then I don't know what I was thinking with that, because I'm sure I'm at another shot right there, 24-inch. Here, bring a unit of cavalry in, and I bring them right up the pipe. I have a recce available to me. He doesn't have much in the middle. If I can overload it with cavalry, if I can overload it with the armored car, you know, who knows what's going to happen. But I fail with my other cavalry unit, and that actually kind of sucks. When they work together, I think I'll have a lot more success. Can't shoot both. I mean, with one thing, and I can recce with the one. I can recce with them both. And so I just bring my lieutenant in. If I would have had my other cavalry unit pass right there, I think I would have been much better off in the long run. I bring my howitzer over so at least you can see that armored car now. Although I did block it with my cavalry. I figure I'd be moving my cavalry before with fire. I don't know. In some of these games, you know, you just start playing. I have to say, his army is very methodical. The army selections that he chose are very dependable. The up and atom, the Ghurkas. I would say that he is, very efficient and machine-like, but man, he sure takes some chances. I fire at that howitzer again. He does not recce. He wants to shoot me with that tank. And I think, golly, him being that brazen with that thing, and I'm needing like 4s or maybe a 5, I think. I'm pretty sure in my mind he's got at least one unit of commandos coming on that side now, because it's almost like he's doesn't care if that tank gets neutralized, because he knows in the back of his mind that that flank is his. So wow, yeah, he took here my light mortar comes in, and again I measure 18 inches and don't think I'm in range, so I do finally remember, and I think I make him pay for it with my light mortar. But so we got some shooting over on the other side there. He's got his artillery observer comes out and fires a rifle. They got 2 rifles, and he actually scores a hit. Here goes the tank that would not recce. Comes out, and the tank that refused to recce comes out and fires, and is able to score a hit, but not very many, and it takes off a couple guys. And then his machine gun also hits, and even with my +2 lieutenant there, I'm unable to stay in the game. I fail my morale check, so that sucks. Lieutenant couldn't cheer him on to safety, John to continue. So now I've got my armored car behind that little house there, because I got either way I go, I got a chafee tank that can still recce, but I might be able to get a shot. I've got his armored car that really isn't in a very good position to recce. He can't drive over since it's a vehicle, he can't drive over his howitzer, and all he's got is open ground to the side there. I'm thinking in my mind I should be able to get that armored car. Here I'm just kind of doing a little stalling with some of my squads that don't matter too much. One thing I did do is I took that anti-tank rifle off of ambush, I had it on ambush for 2 turns. Now that I've got my armored car in, I've got my howitzer moved over. I had taken it off ambush because I didn't think he would come up the road and risk his armored car, and I made a error in that because right there I could have triggered an ambush, and holy moly, he just comes right up there because I knew that road was going to be trouble, and he's been dominating the road, and he comes over and he's going to fire at my Lorraine carrier. He's got no thing in the way other than a 4, and he gets a 6, and he blows me up, or actually he didn't blow me up, he immobilized me. So I'm immobilized. I'm thinking Ghurkas are coming in on the side, and I have to go down with these guys. So that's super painful. That was a great. I had delayed moving my armored car or my Lorraine carrier. I had gotten a few dice. I'd really thought about go ahead and advancing that thing up the board a little bit more. So here I run a cavalry squad. See, this is where if I had the second cavalry squad, I'd be able to park that thing right up in that same zone and really make him pay the price for leaving his back line. So here, come on, armored car. I come out. I'm going to fire. I know he's going to wrecky, but you know, there's not too many places you can go. There he's going to come on back, and I got a pretty good shot still. He gets his front to me like I knew he would, and just he gets out of point blank, and I miss. Oh man, that sucked. So let's go back to the Lorraine carrier. I know he's got Ghurkas. I'm assuming one on the right, one on the left, in trucks. So now if I would have moved my Lorraine carrier first, I could have jumped out shooting, you know, if I'd pulled an order dice. I also took 2 order dice out of the bag when I had to go down. So here comes a truck. I'm like, oh my god. So if I have at least a little bit of hope in that I could pop that truck and make the Ghurkas go down with something, but no, he pulls another order dice. And here comes the unit of Ghurkas. So now, if you're not familiar with playing British with Up and Atom, it does not matter in the slightest to John if I make his Ghurkas go down, or if I put like 6 pins on them, as long as he's within 12 inches of something of mine. Because Up and Atom, you auto pass your charge checks. So he just puts a couple shots on these Singhalese. I'm already down. I wonder if I added it down. I'm pretty sure I did. But he does good. Singhalese are very fragile to shooting. They're regulars. There's only a unit of 6. I bring this rifle over and miss horribly. Because I was 99% sure that his other Ghurkas were coming in on the other side. I do bring this squad in just to basically start running up. I figure I can swarm that side, and I don't think they'll do any good against the Ghurkas over here. And then I'm just trying to activate a few things. I have this inexperienced squad that came in from reserve, and I triggered that too soon. Too soon, Sean. Because I don't know what I'm doing here, honestly. I played commandos, and I'm thinking I don't care about my inexperienced squad. I want to try to get probably the best shot inexperienced infantry can get in the whole game as a point blank, and I want to do casualties to those guys. I would like it if he spent a turn killing my inexperienced and not heading towards the tokens. That's what I'm thinking in my head anyway. I just wanted to get that unit of 8 down to 6, and then maybe I could get him down to if I got the first roll, I could get them with the cavalry or get them with the Singhalese. And here comes my other cavalry squad. And coming in piecemeal like this is their downfall. Really, it's their downfall. He comes out with a flamethrower, and I'm looking if I could recce. Or no, it's his lieutenant. And this is a good move on John's part. He comes out with his lieutenant with 2 submachine guns. And I'm trying to think, hey, I'm going to recce even closer to his guys. And I should have. Just tell you right now, I should have recce'd to within 6 inches of his infantry squad. I decided to be a chicken shit because I don't know exactly why. I think I was worried about his flamethrower. And but I did say at the last second, I'll recce, I'll move him back here a little bit to get hard cover, where I didn't really have cover. Another mistake, ladies and gentlemen, because here comes the other Ghurkas, and I've already used my recce. How stupid is that? How stupid is that, Sean? Oh, John, well played, sir. Well played. Beautiful move with the lieutenant. Something that didn't matter to him too much. Got me to make a mistake. It wouldn't have been such a bad mistake if I had gotten to close combat. So he could, or not close combat, but with inside that, if I would have went to where I wanted, which was right next to that infantry squad. I would have been too close for him to do reactionary fire, and I could have made him pay for that. And then the Ghurkas would have either had to come in clear on the down edge. You can't fire through your own guys. I would have been safe. They wouldn't have been able to get far enough, I think, over that big rock structure. But you see, I would have survived. But so now he's got both of these Ghurkas over here. The only good part is that maybe I can make him pay with something here, you know. So now he's going to have reactionary fire if I charge anything, though. But I think, you know what, I can still fucking kill that lieutenant, and I'll overrun. And guess what I do? A full morale check with -1 and a lieutenant within 6 inches. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I still have a and I don't have a recce. So since I'm on a down order, I can't recce. I don't believe. I think that's the way it works. I'm on a down order, can't recce. Oh, so I do kill his lieutenant with my lieutenant in a close combat. But I'll tell you what, the dude put up a fight and killed one of my guys. So I killed 2 of my guys. Must have been on the shooting coming in. And so then it was a very close battle. I had the 3 attacks. I went to go first, and fortunately I killed him off. Maybe he killed one, then killed one in close combat. And I don't know what to do now. I really am like, I got to get it together. He's got a tank and an observer guarding his right flank, and I've got some foot sloggers. I do have an inexperienced squad written down and coming on the board from the left. So now I fire at that tank with like the awesome, or no, he's moving. No, yeah, he has to go down. So he did recce. Because I actually, I moved my armored car up the road, and I had a sweet side shot on it, and I missed. Or not missed, he recce. I did make him trigger a recce. Alright, so I'm getting back to it. Inexperienced squad, shoot at the Ghurkas. I hit like 7 times. Don't roll a single 5 or 6. Pretty bad. So here I'm trying to save my guys. I do have a shot on his Ghurkas with that howitzer indirect, because I actually got my Singhalese there in the way, so I had to fire indirect. But I do have a shot on him, and that could have changed the game right there. I know. I say, fuck it. I'm in for a penny and for a pound. I move up there, fire at point blank, and I get some hits, and I get again no kills, not a single one. So out of those 3 rounds of shooting on those guys at point blank range, I have killed 0 Ghurkas. That's where I look at my range of a light mortar, and I realize that it's actually 24 inches, and I've been pretty stupid. So I bring a light mortar out here, and I'm gonna throw a shot on his flamethrower because I don't want him flamethrowing like my lieutenant or anything, and I miss. Alright, now here's the part where, you know, we're like, well, he knows that the cavalry can recce, so he just goes ahead and takes out these singlees. This is bad. You know, my cavalry cannot charge him and win. Just isn't going to happen. There's really nothing there's nothing on this entire board for a defended obstacle. So really also that puts the Ghurkas in quite a bit of an advantage because there's nothing to make go Simo. It would normally make my cavalry be a huge advantage, but here he decides to go back a little bit that way, and I'm happy with that. I'm thinking, you know, if he captures this, he's gonna capture, just if I can delay it for a while, or even just hide like my anti-tank rifle or something small to contest that token with. I'm thinking, hey, I could take this one on my left flank of his and just stall him with my howitzer in the middle. He won't be able to get across the board, and somewhere in playing the game, I forget what I'm even trying to do, as often is the case. When you get into a very interesting battle. Here he's got that regular rifle squad, that darn regular rifle squad sitting there. They can just shoot cavalry, or they decide to shoot my lieutenant. I have a recce option still, but I can't recce off to the left because if I do, the flamethrower will get me, and so he only got 2 hits. Just basically had a small team, and he was able to kill me on the 2 hits. So that sucks. Because each of these, a lieutenant adds an extra +1. So when I had killed his lieutenant, I was like, that was nice. I got an extra +1. Each unit is worth half a point. So I'm like, okay. I was briefly winning the game. I briefly had a minor win. So here I come in with my inexperienced squad from the outflank, way down here. And they are going to be, in my mind, they look like they're pretty much uncontested. I'm just running these guys up. I don't remember if we played this game to full duration or not, or if we ran out of time. Because we're on turn 4 right now. I don't remember. I don't know what I'm doing with this cavalry unit, honestly. Setting up for a next turn. You know, not knowing what you're doing with some of your stuff is not the way to go. I'm setting up for a next turn, so my cavalry are finally together, and I'll be able to eliminate that pesky rifle squad on the right hand side. That's what I'm thinking. But John has other plans. One of his trucks died because it was closer to me, so I just scored a half point on that. But here he's got a mortar shot. Not mortar, medium howitzer. But he's still got that armored car, you know. And that's a mean piece of equipment right there. So at this point, since I had done that little mini recce John reminded me of, he passed his order check, needing an 8. That would have been nice if he failed, but you know. Oh no, he didn't have to pass an order check. My bad, because he's got a up and atom, auto pass, auto erase a cavalry unit. Oh my goodness. And the other thing he is doing is overruns. Is overruns. I call them overruns from fantasy. He's doing his consolidation moves. He has not rolled anything less than a 5 or a 6. So it's like, to add insult to injury, the guys are fleet of foot afterwards, and they're just moving out. Oh, that little mini move to get away from his lieutenant earlier in the turn. Very powerful. Here's a flamethrower, so I got a recce from that. And I think, aha, I'm going to make him pay. I'm moving within 6 inches of that squad, and he will die on the next turn and won't be able to shoot at me. Haha, John, you made a mistake. I recce'd closer to you, because earlier I had mentioned it to him that cavalry can recce in any direction they want. He's like, oh, you think I made a mistake, Sean? Well, I will show you what a armored car with a 75mm gun has on it. And I say, bring it. I can't do anything about it. And he doesn't even have to move. I should have went a little farther to the right if I could have. And he hits, and then he rolls a fucking 6 on the amount of hits. I was hoping he would kill 2. And he killed 4 of the 6. Fortunately, I passed. But now I've got 6 attacks if I go first. I will go. 6 attacks if I pull a dice first. And so the next dice pull is like pretty freaking big. It's a big deal, and it goes John's way. I still would have had 6 attacks, and I would have done that. I would have charged him. I think I would have still won. But at this point, I'll just die. So I go ahead and recce. I figure the commandos will, or the Ghurkas will kill me, but that's okay. I'll make them delay a turn as to go to my token, and he still has a shot with a couple guys on my cav. Because it has a few shots. Because that rock is a little deceiving from this side. On the other side, there's like a flat spot, like this one is on this right hand side, and you can kind of see over a little bit. Picks off one guy, and I fail my check. That sucks. Not that was a viable option to kill anything. Maybe it could have killed a flamethrower, maybe the howitzer on a. But I thought I wanted his Ghurka to go ahead and have to kill it and delay him another turn from heading towards my tokens. So things have gone badly. So now I should be going into like a full defensive mode. I decide to just sit still with my armored car and fire at his armored car, and it retreats away. These guys here, I'm going to run them up that way. Maybe they can score truck and work towards that token. So now it's basically an inexperienced squad against a regular squad. I have an armored car wandering around there, but the odds of it doing much other than being defensive are pretty low. So now we're at that point of a game where you need some dice magic to start happening if I do things. I do have a shot at his Chafee. He's got hard cover. Or, no, I have a crap shot. I can't see it. I'm going to fire indirect at it. He decides to be safe now and recce out of the way. I can't see it anymore. But at least it's activated. The token distance on this one though is 6 inches, which 6 inches is quite a long ways. So that Chafee looks like he's right at the edge of the 6 inches. I need to knock that out if I'm going to be able to claim that objective. I did kill his artillery observer guys with my inexperience, but here he's assaulting my Singhalese that had kind of went to cower behind the armored car. And he's going to obviously kill them. I only had like 2 left, 3 left. And he's going to... He rolled another ding 6. So, leaping over, he decides to use my own vehicle as a little bit of a shield. He's got some time here in order to, before he has to try to rush that token. That little move there, I moved my anti-tank rifle to the other side of that tree stand. I'm thinking I just need to keep them alive so I can contest that token. But, you know, in a game like this where it starts to get really tight, that was a mistake. I should have activated my light mortar first. I got a light mortar sitting there right next to a Ghurka squad. I can get outside his charge arc, or his charge range, and I can be annoying and fire a shot at him. I don't know why I'm ignoring my light mortar. Or maybe I did shoot the light mortar, but I didn't advance it away from the Ghurkas. Silly little things like that make a big difference. So here his Ghurkas take the free half point. I just take him off because I'm dead. And he rolls another freaking like a 5. And he goes this way. So those guys are heading towards that token over there, and that token of mine in the middle, basically, you know, a 6-inch range off of this house. So I'm like, well, at least I'm gonna have a hell of a shot on that unit, and at least I think it. So here I run to there, and I don't remember if I think we're gonna be a turn. Are we gonna have a turn short on this game? Boy, I don't remember now. I mean, I don't feel like I was jilted or anything. The TO come around and either told us we got time getting short or whatnot. We're gonna have one more turn after this. But we're looking at it. It's like I've got an armored car, and I know I can contest a token with the armored car. I know I can contest, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, haha, I can move this howitzer up and contest the token behind the house if he would happen to go first and get out of my field of fire. I'm safe in the middle. The armored car is safe on the right. I can contest both those. If my lieutenant wouldn't have died, I would have had his lieutenant, and we would have been not too far off on the battle points. So I've got to capture the token on the left. If it wasn't for his flamethrower, I could run and capture the token in the middle. So I wish that his flamethrower would have ran out of fuel when it tried to shoot my cavalry and I wrecked it away. He did roll and he did not run out of fuel. So there we checked the Chafee, and unfortunately it's within 6, so that's bad, because if that would have flipped to me, that would have been great. Chafee's going to just blast me. I go down. Probably should have just stayed up. And no, I did stay up for that. I stayed up because I want to try to charge that Chafee, and maybe I'll get lucky. I did stay up, and he fortunately didn't murder me. So now he's like, John's no fool. he knows what's up with that token, and he brings another car in there, and yeah, boo. I did go down for that one. He blasted me with his. So he gets another dice. Boy, he got 3 dice in a row. And that's huge. You know, one of the awesome things and one of the banes of bolt action. He gets 4 dice in a row. So I was in desperate mode. If I could have pulled 4 dice in a row, I might have been able to pull something off. But now he's got 4 dice in a row. So he's got his Ghurkas in that house. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Because my howitzer, I had told myself in my head I was going to run it 6 inches and contest that middle token. My armor car would contest the token on the right, or my anti-tank rifle I was going to leave it for last. And because this is actually some pretty good dice rolling shooting, John's got an advance here, and he's only got like a few guys that can see through 2 inches of woods. I go down just to try to contest that token. Since he got 4 dice in a row, I didn't have any options. I would have moved farther back around the tree stand or something, but we're all looking and making sure we got it right. So we got our number of shots, and it's not very many. It's 3 for that, and it's 2 for the guys in a little farther back, and hardly any. And he gets me, kills me. Darn it. So now I'm really screwed. Hey, look, you know what? He got another order dice. John got another order dice, because this was my other option, was assault those guys, give them the reactionary fire, get a miracle attack, because he, but 5 dice in a row for John on last turn. So I'd already put myself in a really bad position, and there's another order dice for John. I don't even remember that at the time, that he had pulled, looks like 6 order dice in a row. And then I finally get one. It's a little too late. Well, I guess I had my howitzer. I took a shot with my howitzer. I took my shot at that flamethrower team, looking for a 6, and then I could have ran my guys into the middle. But that was before my anti-tank rifle died. So here I'm like, there's really nothing I can do. And he was ahead of me with the 0.5, and there's no gap of like need to win by more than a certain amount. It's just if you have more than the opponent, you get a minor. If you double up your opponent, you get a major. I know that's not going to happen as long as I hold 2 of my own objectives, just because that'll give me 6 points plus the battle points. He needs to score a lot. So this is wrapping up the game here. Just a few little odds and ends here. Take a howitzer shot or something, and need a miracle. And then I could have ran in and grabbed that middle. I still can't win. The most I could do is have some miracle thing and get a draw. Would have picked off that squad, give me a half point. And so I just go ahead and shoot at him for the half point, and don't even hit. Here, I just go ahead and fire. I mean, we're done. I mean, I know I can't win. What I don't want to do is give him a major by doing something really stupid. So, yeah, minor loss for me. Minor win for John. I have to say, though, boy, that game was intense. I felt like I made multiple errors. I was reacting to things that were happening on the board with emotion sometimes. John, I never got any good hits on him, or those scores, or those ones where you just kind of change it, put you in a mindset of reacting to something emotionally, and he did that to me, and very well played. He didn't make any mistakes that I could see at the time, and even playing it back now, I don't see any. So it's not really the result I wanted for game 1 of the Bugeater, but it's a minor loss, so I get 5 points. There's 20 points total, max, or 20 points max for each game. 10 for a draw, 5 for a minor, 15 for a major, or for a minor win, and 20 for a major. So I got some work to do. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, if you like my battle reports, please subscribe, give me a like, thumbs up, love your comments, any questions that you have, put them down on the page. Look forward to hearing from you. Your support means a lot to me, appreciate it. Come back for the next one, and we're gonna get after it in game 2.